This is The Party with Serene and Pearl. Get it right, Poddy.
It's the number one health podcast of all time, in my opinion, the Trim Healthy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in today. It's going to be a real steamer.
It is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, today's going to be a sizzler.
Why do you say that, Dan?
Well, the gals are here.
Oh. When you say gals, you in your head, I spell things in my head all the time. Like, are you saying G-A-L-S when you're saying the gals, or you're saying girls or gals?
I mean,
he doesn't
gals.
spell in his head, Pearl.
No, I do. I do, actually.
And in your head,
It's
is it-
G-H-A-E-L-S. No,
Oh, okay, yeah.
it's actually G-A-L-S. The gals.
The gals.
The gals, yeah.
Yeah, well, as opposed to, you're saying I'm trying to say girls, but I'm just pronouncing it gals.
Yeah, that's what
so
she was saying.
People
like an
are
accent.
more specific when they either say girls or they say gals, and one means slightly something different.
No, you're
to
the
other.
gals, and you've always been because you're from another country.
Yeah.
Well, then would be the girls.
And the girls, I feel like you're like, you got to be younger than me.
Yeah. Okay. So we're
and
the gals.
y'all are big sisters.
We're the sisters.
So the gals.
So today
Oh.
we've got Serene. We only got one question in last week, which is good. It needed the one
Yes,
question,
it
but I've
did.
got quite a few more today. So maybe we'll get
Bring.
a few more in. And I wanted to start with this one. 'cause
Oh, I no
it's-
longer read.
What is this right
It's
here?
near and dear to my own heart.
I
What?
used to have value.
You left it up like it was a special little.
Number. Okay, the one from Sharon.
Oh, I get to read.
And then you have to pass it back to me because I have to
At
find
this
another
point,
one.
I'm not
I just got
sure
these
if I want to.
These questions came in last night. They're fresh. Otherwise,
Fresh
I would have sent
questions,
them
Dan?
to you. The fresh
Hold on.
from Sharon.
Oh, I thought I started at the top.
No.
I was like, man, there's all. Oh, that's MTHFR. I was like,
Yeah, but that's not the one I want.
what are these people writing? Okay, from Sharon.
We've done a potty on MTFHFR.
Okay, can I also read it in the voice I think she typed in? I don't mean her voice personally. I think the typed voicing that I hear here.
Not if you're going to insult her.
It's not going to be insulting.
Okay.
What causes some people to be so gassy with vegetables?
Sharon, if that is not the way you speak, I am truly sorry.
Yes. We will whack him for you.
Anytime
After
someone
the
says
pod.
gassy,
Gassy.
I feel like they say it really sassy.
Gassy and sassy.
You're so gassy today.
Give me back my phone.
Have you ever heard
for a sec.
anybody just like, I'm so gassy today?
I say I'm gassy all
You
the time.
don't
No, I've got-
articulate gassy. You
I don't say
s-
gassy. Give me my phone now. I want to hold it.
Is that the
I don't think you
last one?
say you're so
No.
gassy, Pearl. You always say, I'm just so full of fluffs.
Yeah.
I'm bloated.
No,
Fluffs.
I wanted to ask. I wanted to answer this question. I know we've done another potty on this, right?
This was the question I said, Pearl, don't do this question.
Yeah, and I
She's
said-
like, I love talking about gas.
Oh, gas is fun.
No, we've got to talk about it because some of us are more gas makers than others, and I'm going to talk about why and why it might not be a bad
That's why
thing.
you want to do it, because this is your special AA meeting with
Yes,
the gassies.
my fellow gassies, gather round. Come on. Come close. Pull up the comfiest chair. We'll leave the really uncomfortable
We
chairs for
might
the
get
non-gassy
gassy right
people.
here on the show.
All the non-gassy people can go jump for a minute.
We're going to have a gas.
She hates non-gassy people.
I really
She's
don't.
actually not a hater, but
I
I,
don't.
think she
I
has
don't
a
love
secret.
them as much.
gassy people?
No, people that are not gassy.
No, she doesn't love
you
them as much.
prefer-
because they haven't gone through the gassiness.
You mean they've not like suffered?
They're
in
not
life?
part of Pearl's tribe.
Gassing like tempers you. Or no, it's the stress of life that causes.
No, I don't get gas from stress. I get gas from food. Now let me talk to you, and now I've got gut biome proof. So I'm coming with a little more science when I answer this question. Discussed it
sassy
with
and
our doctor of science. Okay,
But
so
don't be crassy.
no, I'll try not to. But just let me explain. Why do some people get more gassy with vegetables? Why?
They just gas out.
Because
It's to do with the microbes in your gut.
Okay.
It does not mean that you have bad microbes in your gut. In fact, it might mean that you have a lot of jolly good ones.
Okay.
Now, I have had a lot of gas my whole life.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm one of those
she's
people.
like lock and load. When
Yeah.
one's gone, the other's in the lock.
Yes.
Yeah, she's got one in the pipe.
Depending, okay, on what I eat. But most things can make me gassy, especially
Have
by
you
the end of
done
the night.
special things where you like have to make believe and have to let other people think it wasn't you?
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
remake a
Like,
sound.
If you're in the grocery store and they,
No, I haven't done
You
that
know.
one. What is
Yeah, you
that?
have.
No, I've done
it
other
was my
things, but-
shoe. It was. Yeah,
Oh, no, I
it's not
haven't
doing it
done
now,
that.
but it was definitely my shoe. If I could just turn, it'll give me a moment. That's you at every wedding.
Situations were at the grocery store when that particular aisle gets to be crowded. You don't need it crowded that time. You can't hold it to the empty aisle, so it just slips out. You have to be like, "Oh, darling, do I need to change your diaper?" When you have a child there, it really, really helps. If you don't have a child,
I have done that.
Oh,
you
I've
have
seen
to,
a mom.
If you don't have a child, you're like, "Who?"
Oh, I saw a mom
you blame
blame a
everybody
kid.
else in the aisle.
I knew it was her. She blamed the kid, and the kid was way too small
What to have
that
that
amount
to
kind
of
of
produce
stank?
what I heard.
the loudness.
I mean, she
the
tear
trumpet.
gassed.
There had to be enough pipes. Yeah.
She ruined aisle 3. It was the toothbrush aisle too, which it seemed to increase the offense.
Yes. Yes. You just want to be smelling mint.
Mint and thinking about clean, smooth teeth, and she, I don't know.
So I think that there are a lot of. I found out from Peter. Okay, so I have had.
Tell who Peter is.
Our
Peter's in the
scientist.
room.
Okay, Dr.
Who the
Peter.
heck is
Dr.
Peter?
Peter.
Like you're waiting on him to appear from behind the couch.
I have
Peter.
a dog
Yeah.
named Peter.
Okay.
Like, just explain yourself.
All right, so all my life I'd had trouble with a bloated stomach, and I felt like was more gas than most people have. I've looked it up. Most people
Yeah.
have between 18 to 25 gas events during the day.
Events.
Just
This
like
is what we call
Don't
this.
say the F word.
fluff. A fluff.
No,
you
can
Americans
say fluff.
say
You can't say
they-
F-A-R-T.
You
it
say
coarse?
that.
It's
We grew
coarse.
up with that thinking that was a bad word.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did. Oh, it was the
F-A-R-T.
F word.
Yeah.
But it's not really.
No.
But now in my head,
do you want to say it?
no, I don't like saying
Say
it.
just
I
one
feel
time.
bad. I say fluff.
The guys want to hear it.
No, I even feel kind of gross so when I say it. It takes.
It's the hard R that
Yeah,
really.
be like
Yeah.
she started SIGs. Started like.
Can
smoking
you
cigs and she
try
said-
for Big Sis?
I'd like to hear you
no,
say
because
it.
if I say F-A-R-T, it'd be like I'm SIGs and in the mini skirt.
Do you
yeah.
guys want me to say it?
Yes.
No, I don't want you to say it.
I'll say it.
I don't like the sound.
I'll say it.
I want you to say fluff.
Just let me get
I
comfortable.
want to hear you say fluff.
I'm gonna say fart.
It's such a hard
Ew.
R, isn't it?
It's a hard R. Fluff is soft.
Fluff is cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, fart.
It really is a strong
Like
word.
I don't even want to be around myself.
No.
Like I know what you're saying. It's embarrassing to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so all my life, ever since a child, I felt like my stomach bloated up and got more gassy with certain foods than other people. But I've come to find since the internet has been invented,
Yeah.
that there are many other people like me.
I used to be on the dark side. but I've
I'm
come
going to talk to
clean.
you. Yes, but you've invented a
clean.
new era of fluffing too. I'm going to talk about that.
Okay, yes,
The
I
good
have.
fluffing.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I had a lot of gas, a lot of pain with it. So I tried so many supplements. I
Were
went
you
on.
silent but violent, or they had the good
It depends
Trump
upon what
sound?
position you put your body in. You can make them silent or you can make them loud. Now,
What-
if you've got
What do you prefer?
if you've got a lot of fluffs, or if you're even close to anyone
You have
else,
to lift up.
you
do a
have to
little bit of
lift.
lift.
The Bartek cheek has to lift slightly, or
Yeah.
else there's trumpets.
Or trappage?
There, you're playing the trombone.
If you lift a little bit manually, there's no sound.
Yeah.
You don't
It removes
manually.
you
you have
lift.
to manually.
When in the history
if
of
you do a little bit
mankind
of a spreading,
does
the
anyone
sound goes.
reach down
Yes.
and manually
You
lift?
can look like you're adjusting your jeans.
If you adjust your jeans, all trumpet goes. You'll just have a silent. I
but
have
if you
learned
get
this.
busted trying to manually
No, you
lift and the
just
sound
hey,
comes
you're
out,
just like it's like you got an itch.
yeah. But if you have an itch, I mean,
No, then you can be like, oh, there was a bit of a stain.
yeah. But if I hear it and I see movement, you've only amplified
Well,
the
now
situation.
you never. Well, Danny, you just didn't know stuff about me because I've been a person afflicted with.
And
the
if you
gas.
feel it's locked, the manual helps.
yes, if you
does.
feel like
Just
you're
telling you.
locked,
You've manually lifted.
Oh,
of course.
yes, I'm professional.
No,
I have never once manually lifted.
never.
Now I have purposely sat in a chair with holes corrugated, knowing that it was Sunday.
No, when you're a part of the AA fluffing tribe,
Yeah.
you learn a lot of things. You also learn to loosen the belt afterwards, just to make sure there's nothing trapped.
But
you-
I feel like the lady who asked this question really wants to answer, so I'm trying to give them to her.
I think she's
she
in-
does not appreciate the crassness that's going on.
She wants to know. So things that when
quiet, Les.
like cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage,
Prunes.
many things they would give
Lots of
me
dried fruit.
lots of flatulence,
Yeah. lentils,
all the beans,
split peas.
all the things that when
We've
you go
tried Beano, it didn't help.
Chick-fil-A ice cream.
and then so they say go on this particular diet. Now, what's it called? We've talked about it.
Gaps.
No, not gaps. The one where you take away all the
Just making up
offenders.
stuff.
You know,
That's the gaps
no,
diet.
not the gaps. It's the one where you
FODMAP.
FODMAP. Thank you.
That's what I meant. That is what I meant.
Don't be
FODMAP.
sad.
A lot of
means-
people do gaps and FODMAP.
I did
back
FODMAP
and
to
forth.
see if I would become a non-fluffer.
Yeah.
Now, yes, much less fluffing.
How'd
but
you
guess
do?
what?
Yeah.
You weren't as
It
healthy.
wasn't as healthy for me, and I started to really look into FODMAP, and it's very, very dangerous to
It's
your
very
health.
exclusive.
You actually
FODMAP's
reduce your
dangerous.
biome. You reduce your gut biome because all those
Ooh.
healthy fibers, which are causing the gas,
Okay.
are actually your good microbes actually start to die off, and all your
Yeah.
butyrate starts to diminish, and butyrate stops
There's
you
no
from having
headbanging
diseases.
party going on with your bacteria anymore. You see,
Yeah,
They're
so
not
of course they're
in the
all
mosh pit,
quiet.
you know.
They're all quiet because they have none of the fibers to eat on. And so they're just shutting up. And it's like, okay, but they start to not have enough food. So they die off and then your health just decimates. Yes, Danny.
When's the last time you've like manually lifted?
See, well, I'm trying to give meat here and you're returning
I'm wondering.
to
To the
There's
vomit.
there's a reason because I want to know if this is a one-off or something.
No,
that's,
I've manually lifted many times in my
Like-
life.
like
You're
you
not
could-
in my AA club.
you could in the future.
It helps
Yes.
reverse the locked feeling too.
It does.
What's
Listen,
wrong with
we
just
grew up
tilting
with
a little
similar
bit?
biomes.
No, because tilting, there's still a lot of pursedness.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've got tears running
it's
down
a
your face.
it's a physics issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean. You know, I'm gonna try and I'll report back.
Danny, Leslie, would you bell? Do a
She lost a bell. We really need a
Do I
bell.
still have tears?
Thank
coming
No,
up?
you're
God.
great now. Okay, so I'm getting back to this FODMAP. I really went into the deep research of FODMAP. And even
Yeah.
FODMAP themselves say, please only do this on a temporary, part of your life, just for a temporary season, then add your foods back
Kind
in.
of a reset.
Yeah, but if you add your foods back in, back comes the fluffs.
Yeah.
So I longed to be rid of this problem.
I embraced it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
But
I did.
we're going to talk about how you really blessed your body and actually got through the worst of it.
You just
and
never
that
know
you're doing
who's.
something new now. But I
Yeah.
just went with it. I thought, okay, I'm not going to diminish my health. I'm a bloater. I think it's healthy, actually. So I'm
there
just
you
going to
go,
live with
talking
this.
over yourself, calling yourself a bloater. That might be a bit of your problem.
I know,
I
but
can't wait till the next wedding.
okay, so
I'm gonna be watching.
what happened was I eventually did our gut reset, okay, which we're going to
Yeah.
bring. And I thought, and Peter, our Dr. Peter said, Pearl, this is going to diminish so much of your bloating. I have looked at your gut biome and you have some bad bloaters. You also have some good bloaters. I think you're going to
Bugs.
notice, but there's certain bugs that bloat. certain
Look at
bugs
them.
that don't.
Imagine them in her colon,
Yeah.
and they're like sitting on the sides, like in those. What are they at the games? The basketball games.
The
they have-
bleachers.
The bleachers. They're sitting on the bleachers, and one has a cap that says good bloater. One has a cap that says bad bloater.
Okay.
Just so you can.
So
set
what
the scene.
happened is
Good.
I went
That's a good
through
analogy.
our gut program, and I'll tell you what changed. And this is very sharing.
Besides
personal
your
stuff.
gas.
I still have gas, but I'm talking about the difference in my gas, right?
And you yeah.
The noxious, very bad smells,
Yeah.
all gone.
They were the bad
They were the
bloaters.
ones that were the bad bloaters.
Now, some people think that the foul smell means good digestion.
Now it's just windy pops.
I'm windy pops. I'm still windy. And I said, but Peter, you said that my bloating will go down. And he asked me specific questions about it. And he's like, do you have the very strong smell? And I'm like, no, I don't, but I
Are
still
you
get
no
windy
longer
pops.
intrigued? You know when it's
Yeah.
really bad, you have to give it the second sniff just to kind of like understand it.
No, I don't
When
have
your
that.
dog's like approaching you, like, yeah.
So he looked again at my gut biome and all the things that I'm eating, because I feed my gut biome with kefir and I feed it with so many
Resistant
fibers
starch.
and I just feed it. And he's like, Pearl, from the beginning when I looked at your gut biome, you have really a lot of longevity bugs. You have disease fighting bugs in your gut, and a lot of them are butyrate. Butyrate loves to be fluffy.
Yeah,
He didn't say it
they're
in those
fluffs.
words. It loves to. They feed off the fiber. Butyrate's like your most disease-fighting thing that you can have in your gut, and it does bloat up. And so he's like,
Butyrate. There's B-U-T in the beginning of it.
I
It's
see.
all,
I see. Yeah.
So now I think to myself, I'm actually have less gas than I used to. It is not as bad. It's probably only maybe 60% as much as I used to. And it doesn't have the noxious foulness of it.
No. Is
And
there even a pleasant?
It's just a nothing. It's just a noisy
Rose
thing.
petals. Can you feature certain scents?
But I still do. If I eat cauliflower, I've tested myself. I'm like, I'm going to eat cauliflower now. And maybe I won't get gassy, you know? No, I still, Pearl gets gassy.
Because I don't stink. I don't stink.
No.
I don't.
You know,
No.
But I
That's
fluff.
why we've probably fluffed in your presence and you didn't know. Right?
now because you can know if it's gonna stink or not.
We just don't stink. Because it's only the good bloaters
You
with
know,
the good caps.
I'm gonna have a vulnerability moment.
Okay.
But
Because I thought you'd already been vulnerable.
oh no, that I know of. But my whole life, I'm known for not smelling.
Oh, really?
Oh.
So your fluffs do not stink.
and never have,
Never have.
unless under
Well,
very
then you didn't
certain.
have those particular bugs in your gut then. I had some.
Yeah, I would sometimes I would come home from work.
Yeah.
I would announce
Yeah.
my coming, and people and the family would say, "Oh no, Dad," and I would always say, "Don't worry, it's not gonna smell."
Really?
And I was right. And you can ask him.
Yeah. So that means that you don't have those particular ones. He told me what they are. I wish I would know their
Now-
names. He
now
told
my
me the
grandfather-
names of the ones that are stinking up a storm.
Pearl.
Yeah, we need to know those
Yeah.
villains.
My grandfather, it's like he's cooking rotten eggs.
Yeah.
And was he slightly deaf too?
Why?
I don't
Because
think
it
so.
matters. Because the ones that are slightly
Oh,
deaf,
they don't know.
they
when
don't
the-
know when it's coming, and they don't even pause in their conversation.
They don't feel it?
They
don't-
don't feel it because they're losing other things too. Like
Sensation.
yeah. And so
They
it's just
definitely don't hear
they
it.
don't hear it. And
They're
that's
just
the big
honking it
deal.
out right on the park bench
I have been around some wonderful elderly people that just honk it out
and
they
keep chatting.
keep chatting, not even a pause.
And that's
Hey,
when
if
we
they-
met.
If they're not bothered by it, then that's okay. So in my life right now, I know I got rid of the bad bugs, and they were also disease forming, you know, and you can, and so I'm happy with where I'm at.
I've always told you, Pearl, and I think you've come to my way of thinking to just embrace the fluff. You got rid of the noxious bad bugs, right? The ones that stink. But you embrace the fact that you are a human, and humans lock and load 18 to 20 times a day, right? And the fact is that's just being called a human. You're not an angelic spirit.
I know I wanted
You're a
to
human,
become that.
and I'm like, look at the cows. They could power a whole
Behold the
factory.
cows.
I know, but
right?
I live with a man who doesn't have my problem.
But that's
He does not a fluffer or a bloater.
but as
Really?
long as it doesn't stink,
Yeah, he's not.
it's fine.
He's just not.
as long as it doesn't stink, and you've learnt the little ways of taking away the horn, so it's just perfect. There should be no worries. And
You
you're
know-
Okay, so I want to hear your story. You say it, and then I want to hear Serene's story about she used to be even more of a fluffer
I used to
than
be
me.
a stinker. I used to be a stinker when
and a
I was
fluffer.
when I was a raw food vegan. I think I just had way too much fermentation going on with too much high sugar fruit.
Yeah.
Because when you don't eat meat, you don't eat protein, you don't eat
Yeah.
your fruit is your meat, and you just eat it all day. And it was
You got an imbalance in your gut.
yeah, I got an imbalance. There's something wrong.
You ever
There's
leave a
something
party and just blast your car on the way home?
wrong. No.
Yes.
That with the car though, you got to kind of pitch
No,
forward.
because I've just learned so
Just the
well
bucket
how to
seat.
just kind of like,
Yeah, but if
You
you're
do
alone,
it at the
Serene's
party.
never alone in the car.
yeah.
Yeah.
you know that
Anyway.
phrase, you walk around like your stuff don't stink.
Mhm.
Anyway,
If somebody were to ask you that, you could be like, actually, no, in fact, it doesn't stink.
but once I got my diet balanced
Yeah.
and got into the health, they didn't smell anymore, but they were locking and loading more than anybody in the world.
Volume.
There was no room to even breathe, to even like extend the belly to take a breath, because it was so bloated.
Yeah.
Because I went hard and heavy with all the resistant starches, with all the kefir, and I'm not one of those people that takes anything gentle. So I knew it was all this bloating me, and it was all the excess fiber, but I'm like, I'm just going with it, and I went
you
with
did
it, and
baobab like 3 to 4 tablespoons a day
Yeah.
in kefir.
so I just did hardcore Navy SEAL boot camp, but I got over it real quick, and
no,
now
it was a couple years.
yeah, but like
that's kind of quick in the scheme
it's
of
quick
life,
in the
right?
scheme of fluffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, people have it with them till
And
80.
then what happened is you didn't fluff it hardly at
No.
all then.
And then I just hardly, it just might be the 18 to 20 that you don't even know you have.
yeah. It's
You
when
know?
it's over that
Can
it
I tell you a
bothers
funny story about this?
me. Okay, but she hadn't finished. But yes, Danny, you interject with your
Well,
story.
no, you can finish.
You go,
It's your
Jenna.
podcast.
Go,
No,
go.
you can't. You're
So
the
there we
host.
were, young married couples.
Yeah.
and we had babies, and they were
Couples.
playing on the ground.
Couple.
Yeah, it was a hang.
Okay. Hey.
Okay. Yes,
And so, my friend, I won't say her name.
I know who it is.
It
I'm
rhymes
just
with
guessing.
it rhymes with Bedelia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
know.
know.
Yeah.
And and so she was sitting on the couch, right, talking to my wife on the next couch. The dads were on the floor playing with the kids.
Yeah.
I was sort of in front of her, retrieving a toddler or something, and she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And you know how pregnant women
Yeah.
don't have as much control.
Yeah.
No,
She-
what?
She was
That's
sitting with her.
so racist.
It's just the facts.
It depends living with a pregnant woman.
Because you produce the same gas, right? But less room to hold.
Yeah, it's true.
And
It is
less
the truth,
control,
Serene.
mind you.
Especially after you have a baby. Oh my goodness.
So
yeah.
she's here. I'm there.
Yeah.
And she goes to recross her legs and mid. Oh, see for the couch. It's the couch. I promise. I promise it's the couch. I can reproduce. She goes to cross, and I'm talking like 50% perfect midair, like the wind of Hades. Pregnant wind.
And a loud,
dude.
loud noise.
Oh, it was so big and voluminous. You know, like as a man, you got to use like the toilet to get that level of sound. You know, boom. You get the round tones, man. I mean, what
did you all do?
I
Did
could
you,
be wrong, but it felt like my hair blew a little bit. That's probably
Did
made
you
up,
guys
but it felt that way.
recognize it, or did you all ignore it?
Oh, we screamed hyena laughter to the heavens.
Yeah.
We
she would have laughed
died.
at that.
We died. I looked at her in like shock, and she was just like, no. Like, I don't even know what that meant. No, but she was just knowing it and crying. She was laughing, and it was a painful laugh. It was bad.
Oh, that's good
Yeah.
time.
My
But
recent-
Bedelia would remember if she heard
Yeah.
this.
So that was so hilarious. Well, what Pearl wanted me to finish just a little bit ago was I've actually started introducing more resistant starches because I'm just like,
I want to know your reason behind that, Serene, because you got such a place, you got such a good place in your gut. You got it tested even, and Peter said, "Epitome of guts. This should shine on some sort of like,
If
above
somebody
a
caught
city."
this one episode, they would
Yes.
think we were psychotic.
I know, but
That you're getting tested. Like, that's all we know. We tune in for the first
okay.
time.
So
and
her gut got tested. It was just
this doctor,
Stella
we
had
call
never.
him on my phone. He's called Poop the Pete.
He's a poop doctor.
Because, well, he's more than that, but we keep giving him samples for him to test.
Yeah. So Serene had the epitome of gut diversity and whole families of like families of good longevity, weight loss bugs, energy bugs. Like she had it all. So I don't know why you're doing this.
You know why? I go big or go home, and there was a little bit of
Indeed.
pride that started welling up that says if I can do if I've got the record holding gut bugs, I have to just keep on with this. Like this is
you
my
wanna get
area of
more
strength.
gold. Okay.
You're-
This is my
quite
area that
proud.
I'm shining.
Yeah.
This is what I was born for.
Okay.
This is your gift.
Yeah, this
to
is
the
my
world.
special powers. And also writing Trim Healthy Grow, which I keep on putting on hold because of all the busyness. But when I write, the part I'm up to is gut health for pregnancy and how that matters. And so I'm just immersing myself in the research of how this helps. Like this is the best thing you can do. Gut health is the basics of all health, right? The basis. And so I'm like, ooh, yes. And I'm researching all of the fibers that promote the best resistant starches out there. So I ordered the tiger nuts and I ordered a special kind of this green banana flour, but it's not the normal kind. It's a special kind. It says like 10 times stronger than all other green banana flours. And I add that to my smoothie. And then I add, the Archimencia producing the red apple peel powder and all of this stuff. And I've been adding it in very strong amounts.
And you've been putting tiger nuts on your oatmeal, right?
Yes.
Tiger nuts are the highest food in resistant
Resistant
starch,
starch,
right?
right.
So just to put that out there, I'm only
on
just
top of
learning
all the
about this.
kefir, on top of all of it. And I've started to do the tooting again, big time, but no smell. But I'm telling you, there is a whole lot more than 18 to 20. And the other day, and I didn't prepare my husband that I was doing this kind of stuff. He doesn't know I fluff. He has no clue in the world because to him, I'm from some
angelic planet
Like,
that doesn't fluff
Yes. We don't even I don't even use the restroom.
in front of him.
No, he doesn't think I use the restroom. I'm just teasing. No, I want him to think that. Like, you know how some couples, they use the restroom in front of each other? I would rather die before ever. Like, I would rather die. If he entered the restroom and I was going to the bathroom, I would actually scream and have a freak out and like want to run away.
I love
and
to
go.
bust in on my wife.
Do you?
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause she
Even if
hates
she's
it.
doing number twos.
Whatever it is, she's mortified.
I would be
when the
mortified.
door, when everyone's
Yeah.
even near the room. She'll lock the master bedroom
Yeah.
door so
'Cause
that no
she
one can even get
It's
in the
'cause
bedroom.
she can't relax.
No, but do you know what? I
Exactly.
think she's
understand
got
that.
the special syndrome. She's never gotten over that 2-year-old syndrome that they go under the table to poop.
Yeah.
You know, you find them hiding in a corner.
That's when you know
They
it's
know
potty
they
training
do.
time. They
You know,
become
they know
aware-
like something's
they
spooky
become
and
aware that
picky.
this is a privacy
Yeah.
time.
They're gonna do it either
She's
way.
never
but
gotten over it, but it's actually like
it's true. It's her inner child.
It's become more powerful inside of her, that instinct. So she locks door and door.
So I won't just like open and come in. I want to hit the door. I want it to go,
Oh,
and then
I'm
the
so
door
glad
open.
I'm not married to
Oh,
you.
and I'll
yeah,
bust it
that
open,
would
and I'll
be
be like,
bad.
just looking for my toothbrush. And then I'll grab something like in slow motion while like eye contacting her, and then I'll slowly shut the door.
Oh, man.
No, that's so bad.
Yeah,
I would
that's my
rather,
gift.
I would leave for a time just so he could get
Yeah,
the memory
go stay
taken
in a
out.
hotel.
And there's nothing that makes the thighs fatter than a toilet seat.
Squash, squash.
My thighs never look good on a toilet seat. They don't.
This
just
podcast is from hell.
Yeah.
It's bad. We're usually so much more polite. But anyway, no, but my husband wasn't aware of my new, inventions and my new experience.
He does not know you were doing tiger nuts.
No. And so I thought I'd just go around the corner
Of
and-
the room.
and the room and just like,
Let it
yeah.
out.
But I didn't do the manual lift because I thought, my gas is really tame these days. It was like the worst. It was like the rapture was coming. Like the
trumpets of
the
the
heavens were peeling apart,
Yes.
and all the Christians were going up in the sky.
Yes.
if you believe in the rapture.
He was like,
All the people who believe that.
Serene. It was like all
He
the
heard it.
he heard it, and it was like all of the revelations.
What'd he
that
say?
I was human.
What did he say?
I don't remember because I just ran and I ran.
You
and I
ran.
I ran.
You ran.
I ran.
That's hilarious.
You ran so far
I
away.
ran so far away.
Oh my goodness. So the moral to the story, poor Sharon, is
There is no moral.
I think
It's-
it's okay to have gas, but there are different types of gases.
All
I-
God's children have gas.
Yeah, all God's children have gas. I feel like if it's very sulfur smelling, there might be some stuff going on that you need attended to. Now, you can do it two ways. You can do many, it doesn't necessarily take many years, but kefir does help.
It does.
Kefir
It doesn't help at the
repopulate-
beginning.
No.
But it helps in the long
It
run.
populate your bug with good bugs, and especially putting baobab in there, which makes the fluffing worse at first, but after a while
Yes.
it gets better.
It gets better.
And then once they take over,
yes.
I think everything goes down, but it can take a while.
it's
or
darkest
you can,
before the dawn.
or like
Amen.
me, you can do the gut overhaul that we'll be bringing, but it's not here yet.
Yes, but it's only about what?
A few
10
months.
days?
10 days.
No, the gut overhaul. It's
When
not
we
like
bring
you have
it-
to do this big long.
No, it takes 10 days.
Yeah.
Les, do you have gas? Big time?
And she's just okay with her guess. We can't hear her. Come here, Leslie. You
18 to
have
20
answer.
at times a day? Where are you at
I
on
would
your
like
quotient?
to know from everyone in this room if it's more than 18 to 20.
Well,
because
I don't
read
count.
that that's the average.
Come sit by Uncle Dan.
No, Pill gave
You're
me.
not
I'm
on camera.
I'm
Get
not-
in.
Go by Uncle Dan. Be on the camera because people
Get in
love our
here.
Leslie Pops.
Here, let me just get this going.
Because
She's
when
getting
you,
high.
Now,
when you
Leslie-
talk about gas, you have to have your face there talking about it.
Now, Leslie,
We've never been this close.
let's start at the top. Now, you look taller than me. Let's start at the top. How many times I would say, let's say the quotient, 15 to 20. Where are you at on a daily basis?
I mean,
Take your time.
I've never counted, but I promise
Feel it out.
I'm
Where-
going to count. I am going to count. That was the funniest podcast ever. And
Okay.
I'm so glad I'm so part of your team.
You know what?
I
She's
am your
putting
team.
you.
Oh,
She's
you're
putting
my
I
you
know
team.
on.
all the things.
Yeah.
I know all the tricks.
the nervous
the
put
manual
up?
lift, like I was crying back there. The manual, like,
Okay,
like
so
no
you
stand-up
are on my
comedian
team
has
then.
even gone there. I'm so in your team.
But listen, Danny.
So
and I
that
were
makes us
cons-
probably
yeah, probably.
more than 18 to 25.
Probably.
Are you
And I don't,
sure?
it doesn't smell.
Now, I'm not trying to be an investigative journalist here, but you said
What's up to pill?
usually no
Yeah.
smell.
No smell.
No smell. And would your husband agree?
No, he doesn't know.
Okay.
Manual lift.
You're on my
You're
team.
private about
Okay,
it.
even
The
at
husband
night.
can't
Okay,
know.
if you're in my team, what
He
happens at
sleeps
night
so
after
heavy. He sleeps so
after
heavy.
3 minutes? You have I have gas in the night under
My
the
hives here.
blankets, and
Yeah.
and you have to have ways.
Do you keep the blankets tight till the morning?
You cannot
Well, I
cannot
can't
let an
sleep under
event
covers. I
happen
have to, like-
and then fluff the blankets. You have to keep them tight for a while for it to dissipate into itself.
Or you have to do like a programmed, timed fluffing moment throughout the night.
Yeah.
You like lifting of the airing of the duvet.
Yeah.
Now,
Let's
Leslie-
do that because if you keep it too tight till morning and it's not dissipated, then as he awakes and
No,
it's too
you
shocking.
must never lift the blanket towards him. You let it go on the blanket towards the side of the
Don't
bed.
You lift to the side,
Yes.
and let it.
Just slowly. You don't do a big lift, a little lift, and it can go out slowly, carefully.
No, but
Now-
you know what? The one good thing though is if that the husband or the wife, the spouse, doth usually become immune. Because you don't smell your own perfume. Everyone tells me, "Oh, you smell so lovely. What is that patchouli?" And I have no smell of it, and I pull
No,
it
it's
thick and
gas.
heavy every day. I can't smell it, but everybody who meets me in the day smells it. Right? I can't, and I believe if you're sleeping in the same room as the spouse, they can't smell it. I believe
You
it
believe it. You want
because
to
I
believe
know it because it's science. Because our mother and father.
it. Dad's a fluffer.
Dad had a bad fluffing situation. There must have been bad bugs because it was noxious. It was bad. I remember opening the door to ask if I could have like $20 from him or something in the morning.
so
You
bad.
open the door,
The whole room
you get
was
hit.
shot.
It's like
Yeah.
nuclear, and Mum's just
Nuclear.
What are we doing today, darling? We should get up and make breakfast. Already thinking food.
It
She's
smells
not
like
having any
feet
nausea.
and
She has
roast fish.
Okay, I'm leaving.
No, we need to.
we
we're
need
not
to hear
done.
more.
I have another question, and we're gonna deepen the vulnerability.
Oh boy.
Have you ever had to manually lift?
Yes.
Yay!
Oh, every day.
Yay, Leslie! Yay!
And I have it's all about the booty. There's a lot of I have more.
Oh, yay!
I have
So you have to do
more
a very
sound
dramatic manual lift. There's more pursing.
to trump.
Yes. So you have to be more dramatic with the manual
Okay,
lift. You
so
have to
you're
really
a
get in
curvy-
there.
There's more.
You're a
to
curvy
lift.
girl. There's
Yes.
more to lift. There's more to lift with the
So
beautiful booty.
you can't do the little quick.
No.
Yes. Because some people with the tiny bums, they can just do the little right or left.
Yeah, they
you
can
know?
just do it without.
Oh, so
Oh,
all
God,
the
I have
curvy
to go
girls are
down.
laughing right now.
Oh, they are laughing.
Oh, this is good.
Can we go?
I'm so glad we're on the same team.
We're in the
Les.
team. We've got our own special team now.
I know. Serene,
All right.
you're out
No,
of
I'm part of the
She's here.
team.
Yeah.
I was the one that brought up manual lifting. I designed it. I taught the world.
Danny's just
Can we
decided
go?
to just leave
We've been done.
completely.
I
We're
think we're
32
done.
minutes in. What? Oh, Danny's
okay.
heading back.
He's
I would
being
like
dramatic.
to know. I want to take.
He
So
went
far,
to privately.
So far,
expel.
we have 3 people: Serene, I, and Leslie, who are more than 18 to 25 a day. We're in this club together. So I want to know. Maybe this whole 18 to 25 a day is wrong.
No.
Maybe the rest of us are
18,
right.
the one that have 18 to 25 a day, they don't even know they fluff. It's under the radar at that point. Because it says the average person does this, but the average person doesn't even know
Why
they
am I
fluff.
holding you?
I
I'm
don't
holding
know.
your shoulder.
The average person don't know they fluff, but they do because every human does.
Okay, so I'm going to go, John. Give
Yes.
John. I want to know
Yes.
if John has more than 18 to 25.
Goodness.
And I want to know about Dawn.
This is like flatulence confession.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's confession time. It's bringing it. It's making it real, people.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure everyone is dying to.
Yes, we
to-
are.
To,
We
to
want
know this
to know.
information. In full disclosure,
Yeah.
I'm almost 100% carnivore.
Yeah, I know.
So.
You've stopped all your good.
So I am. I'm probably 5 or less. A
Yeah,
day.
that's what
it-
happens.
it's-
Yeah,
and I
that's-
actually do
that's
pay attention
telling.
to this kind of
Right.
stuff. So yeah. So
Yeah,
Let's-
okay.
let's-
You're a carnivore fiver. Okay, now you don't want to be in on this, do you, Mikey? Oh, yeah, he's open to. Oh, he's a Harrison. They're open with these things.
Oh, their mother,
Yes,
their mother,
Erin.
fellow grandmother of Pearl.
Yeah.
They both share the same grandchild.
Yeah.
If this is
She
flatulence,
doesn't even manually lift. She likes the noise.
Yeah, you
if
grew up
this
in a
is
house like that,
flatulence,
Mike.
Father Dan needs to be back here for flatulence confession.
Okay, come on back. But can we? Let's hear one of our cameramen, Mikey. I want to know. So you're well below, but you're carnivore. So let's ask Mikey if he's more than 18
And what's your
to
diet
25.
like, Mikey?
He
We
likes
have to-
pizza.
Oh yeah, pizza's great.
Bring your mic to bring it to
Pizza's
you.
great.
And you're young. You're like 20 something. 20?
19.
19.
Yeah. So what was the question?
So you are a young man in your prime, 19. A lot of young men aren't as bloated. Do you have more than 18 to 25 or less?
Right
I
into the
would say
mic,
less.
darling.
I would
right
say
into-
less.
Okay,
honestly.
less. Okay, we're not your friend exactly, but we'll go
I'm
over.
not in the
No,
group
this
with you
guy
guys.
here-
No.
No,
This
we
guy-
love you, Mike.
Jonathan.
Jonathan, come on.
Jonathan
his
is on-
mother we call Viking
Yeah,
because
that's
she
our
has a
cousin.
steel tummy and nothing makes her
Okay,
bloat.
your mom is, yes, she has a steel cast stomach. We always want to be like her. So who are you like? More like your dad or your mom? Because I know your dad has some fluffs. He's told us. Put your
I
mic
don't know.
up.
I don't.
Less
keep
than
track of it.
less than 18 to 25.
I would say less.
Okay.
I'm feeling like there is some people untouched with their.
No, I think they just have different gut bugs. Now we're going to ask.
No,
Ben,
but I'm very
are
aware.
you more or less? Come on, Ben. I want to
Sit
know what
in the disclosure couch.
So far, we've got 3 less, and I haven't heard
It's
from
time
Danny
to
yet.
get gaslighted.
Yeah, this is gas. Yes, I want to know.
I don't know the count, but I
Mhm.
think that it's less.
Oh man, is
But
it?
They don't.
I
count
celebrate
under-
farting though.
Okay, you do.
Yeah, like I'm like.
Well,
this
you
is-
do if you have less. You think it's great, but if you
yeah,
have
like
more,
to the
then
point.
you
This
don't.
is kind of offensive, but like, yeah, you guys are gonna foo this, but
Yeah.
my daughter and
Yeah.
I will play game, a pull the finger game, where it's like she'll come
Yeah.
and pull a finger,
Yeah, and
and
you'll fluff.
I'll let one go.
Well, that means you've got it in there. So maybe you're just like too good at holding it all day.
Hmm.
Because
I
I
don't
can't
feel
bring
it,
one
though.
out.
I don't
I can't
feel-
bring one out if it's not there. It has to be locked and loaded.
So you can bring one out. You have a special gift.
Yes.
You should feel very special.
Okay, Danny. Just come and we offered nothing here today. Except
No, we did offer
we
the fact
normalize
that
things.
that people need to realize it's normal and they don't have to feel like they have to be some kind of angelic
and
spiritual
we want to
being.
tell
God,
people to
I
keep
think God
eating your
liked the
veggies.
humor of it. I believe that he liked the sound. He made a sound to it. I think that he enjoys. funny
Danny,
side
are you
of it.
more than 18 to 25 or less?
I can't even remember the last time I broke
Really?
wind.
That's sad.
You know, my grandmother, we were all using the F word.
He's
and
going to
she-
get in the car and just
And she
shoot it
said,
up.
yeah, that's my go-to. She said, oh, it sounds so horrible. She said, I prefer break wind or toot.
Yeah.
And we as kids just died laughing. We thought that was the greatest thing in the world. I wanted to share some science with you.
Sounds like he's the pastor and he's wrapping up the church service and
He
we
went-
just the music starts right now.
Humans pass gas between 13 to 21 times a day on average.
Okay.
See, those are the ones that don't know it.
It
I
says here
believe it.
they can be flammable if they contain hydrogen and methane. I have a story
Mhm.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Went on a church trip to El Salvador. And this was to it was kind of the missions trip, right? And it was out. And I was at the time a gassy young man.
Oh, okay.
And I could do it on command.
Okay.
And so there I was about midnight in the streets of, where was I? It was a Latin American country, San Salvador, El Salvador.
It's getting all like,
Mm-hmm.
And I would lay on my back and I would throw my legs up over my head and I would light them on fire.
And
And you would see the glow of their faces in pure wonder, as if like I had just invented fire.
Like,
you
you were
you
the-
were on a church mission trip.
Yeah.
And you went there to help out.
they
and
thought you were
instead, what
the
you
god
did
of fire.
Was
God of
would you
fire.
let your fluffs on fire for them?
I would light, and I could do it all night.
Because you were near the campfire and it would just kind of like,
No, I had a lighter,
Oh.
and I'd hold the lighter up to it,
I
And
do
we
need
would-
to ask you because you were obviously on
they would
junk
go
food at the
whoosh.
time. Because a lot of people, they come to us in Trim Healthy and they say, when I was on sugar and I had terrible gas and now it's a lot better. A lot of people come and say, well, now I'm on Trim Healthy, Mum, it's worse because I'm eating all these veggies. So in your case, you're saying now that you've cleaned up your diet, you don't have as much gas, right?
Almost none.
Yeah. And I wish I could say that about myself.
But you have a great
But I
diet.
have a lot of the good bugs.
I
I'm
think
in this
things can
neutral
be
place.
genetic,
Yeah.
though. I think there can be genetics to bloating. We've always called it the Bowen bloat. That's our mother's side.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember all of our aunties, older aunties, saying, I just want to bear down.
I want to bear down.
To bear down? That's
Yeah.
what they meant?
Yeah, to
It's
flop.
meaning to like get them all out.
I need to bear down.
The Bowen bloat. But my children were born fluffers. They were born to me,
Yeah.
fluffers.
Yeah, they were. Well, they had to pass through your digestive tract.
I feel like
Yeah.
the podcast is over.
Yeah, I'm kind
I
of
feel like
worried
we
about
have
the
to clean it
content.
up.
I feel like
That's what I think
trying
we're
to fix-
stalling
We're
because
stalling
we're
'cause
trying
we-
to be like, and
We have
therefore.
to fix it.
I mean, I brought a scientific.
I
you
know.
You
like,
bring a scripture.
You went all
guys.
pasta on us.
I tried to
mean,
sober up.
Oh, wow. It is what it is.
Yeah. I feel like that 2-year-old that needs to go under the table and just hide. Wait for mommy to rescue me.
Trim Healthy Mama my way, and then I'll be Trim Healthy Mama to stay.